I'd set the goal to break my FKT of running the whole Pembrokeshire coast path. So I did it back in 2021 with a record of 51 hours and 35 minutes. So I now want to go back in April to try and break it and get 50 hours or less. At the beginning of 2025, we will set goals, and I'd set the goal to break my FKT of running the whole Pembrokeshire coast path. So I did it back in 2021 with a record of 51 hours and 35 minutes. I was quite apprehensive, but I was quite excited because I've been speaking about it for so long, but I did feel the pressure, but that was all on me. There's also a little bit of drama about the tracker not arriving on time, a little bit of pressure from Harrier, but I felt like everything was going to be okay. I just had to get myself to that start line and it would all be okay. I didn't need to worry about any of those stresses I had. The tracker was there, I was ready to go. I didn't see my dad until like 3 hours time at the Iron Bridge. That bit's very remote and there's no point in having too much support, so I was really happy. However, I could feel my feet getting hot spots before I'd seen my dad on that first one, and I was feeling concerned. So I dressed that, ditched the socks I was wearing, back to Old Faithfuls, and off I went. It was warm for that time of year. I was quite sweaty, so I was conscious. I kept taking salt tablets. I was on my own then to Fishguard, which was a bit tough, but I didn't mind. I wanted to get done, settle into my own pace. And when I got to Fishguard, my feet were still hitting, which I was like, I've trained so hard for this, why do my feet always let me down? I felt quite disheartened in myself, and I was going to let people down, but I kept a brave face. You know, if you look at it, if I look back now, I didn't let anybody know I felt too much like that. Just like it will pass, you know, the blisters will pop or they'll come and we'll bandage them up. But my feet were just like having to change. Dan had spare socks, I had to change a Strumble head, and then I had to change. I was changing them much sooner than what I wanted. When the night came, I decided to wear the trainers I don't normally train in, but they were wider and they could allow my feet, so I'd used them, but I was walking more than what I wanted to in the first night due to pain, which was preventing me eating a bit, but my dad was forcing stuff down for me. This is heat, and the moisture is just trashed my feet. and my dad left at White Sands. I had like Tim and George, so new conversation. Haven't seen these guys for a while, so it's good to catch up. One thing I noticed was I was like peeing a lot, and I was like, have I overdrank? Was it because it was the heat? I was like, I'll get through this night, I'll be fine, it'll be perfect. Andrew came, he was quite tired. I was fine, but I could feel my dark mood coming in a bit. Yeah, at Broadhaven, and I think maybe Andrew seen me at Newgale. I was still a bit happy then, and then Broadhaven, I think I could feel my wheels falling off a bit. I was like, I'll just keep going. Dan stayed with me through that first night. I thought, well, I'll just see my dad in the morning and that will make me feel better. Sandyhaven's about halfway. I could see that I was going to be fine for the tide, so that spurred me on a bit. Morning had come then. My dad and Andrew switched over at St Bride's, so it was good to see them. Changed everything fresh. Thought, right, I'll feel better now. I did perk up quite a bit because I knew I was going to get the tide, but to be fair, I wasn't. I was too close to that cut-off than what I'd like to have been. I was like later than what I'd like to have been at Sandyhaven, but I was like, just suck it up, it'll be fine. Seen my work people at Sandyhaven, made the tide crossing, woohoo, it's all good, but I could feel like a sinking. My feet were still hurting, I couldn't run as much, I was still weeing quite a lot. And I stayed positive to Pembroke Castle, and I think you were there and we looked at my feet and they'd gone down a lot from what they'd had been that previous day. So I was like, yes, this is going to be fine now, it's going to be fine. New people. Yeah, and I started to perk up a bit and I was like, well, Andrew will be here now and that will be a different person. I know my dad will be off to bed now because I could see he was getting tired as well. That weather though, it changed. From that Pembroke Castle then to Angle, that weather changed and it changed my mood. Right, when I get to Rosscrowther, my dad had told Andrew to meet me one stop sooner at Rosscrowther because the weather was changing. I was like, right, I'll get changed. And there was this older guy there, he was lovely and all, but he wouldn't give me any privacy. And I was like, guys, I really need some privacy. There was change of crew, nobody knew where everything was in the car, and I'm like, oh, just don't worry about it, I won't get changed, I'll just put my coat on and go. I changed my socks and just went. But I got cold then, the pain crept in, I think, because I'd stopped. I think I pushed a little bit too much in that beginning, but I was just so excited. I just wanted to get it done. It had been planning, and I think I deep down knew that bad weather was coming in, so I thought if I could just go as fast as I could in that first and then just cling on, but it came in much earlier than what was anticipated, and where the ground had been hard, running then through the fields of the wet and the mud, and the heat from that day just smashed my feet up. And then my dad not being there, I think it just broke me a little bit, and it just had given it time. And that's when I told Martin, my friend, bless him, he was like, just keep trying, you'll be fine, I'm here now, I'll get you through. I'm like, no, this is done. And I knew I couldn't, and that's when I listened to myself again. I'm like, Sanna, you just need to stop now. You do not need to break yourself over. You've got other things to do this year. And I rang my dad and I told him, like this is before Andrew was on his way, he changed his stop. And he just said, Sanna, you know what you got to do. And if you're here, you have nothing to prove. So I stopped there, 138 miles in, 36 hours. In April, I thought I'd had everything planned and it was going to go well. I had the knowledge to running the distance and the coast path. It was 4 years on. I've done a lot more since then. Things I couldn't control obviously would be weather, the people that might turn up, condition of the footpath. And unfortunately, the condition of the footpath and the weather were my demise. There was a lot of people that came and supported me, and that was amazing. I suppose the vehicle choice we had for one of my crew was a bad choice, but I think that just annoyed me at the time with the bad weather and my sore feet. That was another thing that went wrong really, was my feet. I tried new products that I shouldn't have, like socks. That just was something to consider, like I need to change my socks more when terrain is like that, or manage that better. I thought at the time I managed it well, or you always do, but I just really wanted it, but it wasn't right, The weather wasn't right, the lead up to it hadn't been right. You're never going to get perfect, but it was far the other side of it. So it was better to go home, lick my wounds and refeed and come up with another plan. And I wanted this FKT. I'd set this goal, I wanted to do it, and I didn't really want to wait till 2026, and everyone kept asking me when I was going to do it. I was like, fine, I'm going to do it in August. I'm here again to try and break my record again in August, hoping for better weather. But this time I'll be going from Amroth to Poppet Sands. Again, my dad, Andrew, and friends and strangers will be supporting me along the way, and I'll still be raising much needed funds for the Pembrokeshire Coast National Trust charity. Like since 2021 until April this year, I've been like training everything the other way. So there was a few bits, I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know it this way. It does feel quite different. Yeah, off I plotted. I felt like it was a much easier start, but there's a lot less elevation. Tenby was manic. We were a little bit worried whether the path would be busy with tourists. For me, it wasn't bad at all. However, I know for the crew, it was a little bit more of a nightmare to get around. So some of the things I did to change that was I didn't have much support. Like I didn't have any support in Tenby and things like that. Just I didn't really need it, so I decided that I was going to do, just like I would up north from the south, I was going to do 3 hours of no crew and then go, because you just get to keep going. I felt very relaxed and in control on this attempt. And another thing that helped me hold my pace back was I couldn't get to Sandy Haven before 4 AM. I didn't really have much support though until Fresh West, which was fine. I wanted that way, I wanted to settle in, I wanted the less pressure. I accidentally did a few sub 9-minute miles in the first 50k. And like I said, Andrew then did the daytime crewing, which worked a lot better. He had that camper van thing, so it also helped people cheer me on, and they knew what was happening because they'd marked it all up with pens in his work and saying about my attempt. And my niece came and joined us, which was nice to have her there, which also kept me much more cheery because I didn't want her to see me in a mood or anything. But it just felt much more fun. So normally Andrew would do the night, it's just he's more of a night owl, but what didn't work in April, Andrew just wasn't so good at night, he needed sleep, and that's where I was more needy, and I needed my dad, so we decided in August that I spoke to my dad and I was like, do you mind doing the night? I know it's tough, but I really need you and that extra support, someone to wipe my feet, whereas Andrew don't touch feet, so. Obviously he was like, yeah, of course. Andrew did the day, and he had my niece with me on the second attempt in August, and that went a lot smoother. So there's no point of doing things and failing if you don't learn from them. So as much as April was tough to fail, the lessons learnt to help get a better time in August. It felt like April was a very good recce. And then we got to Sandy Haven, an hour earlier than the latest I could get to, and that was such an adventure and a pick-me-up moment. My dad had driven around and put a little torch there, and so I had to wade through, which normally would be the worst case scenario, but because it was too early, it just really enlightened my mood and it just felt amazing. Dan was there and we were laughing about it. It's a massive crab! Again, it's my dad and Andrew changed over April, seems to be the changeover, St Bride, sorry, seems to be the changeover spot. I was much happier going into that section, the St Bride's Bay bit. It's quite a tough bit, St Bride's Bay. It's not as tough as like maybe the Newport bit, but it is a slog, and it was pretty warm that second day.
Oh, hello. How are you going? You right? How's it going? Good stuff.
After Newgale, I did get a bit warm and I felt a little bit stressed in myself, but I didn't let it get in my head. I just calmed down. I was an hour and a half ahead of target still, so I was just like, just keep going. And I had less people pacing me, but it was good, the people I had. It was good quality, we had good conversations. I had too much food choice on the first time, whereas on the second time I literally just stuck to like my 5 foods and my gels. And although I didn't have any sickness or anything, my mood had dropped, and they say food and mood are hand in hand. So I think that helped keeping it simpler in that respect as well.
Oh, well done. Good luck. See you soon. Yeah, see you.
The second night was tough. It was the only down bit that I had. Strumblehead. I think it's just hard. The ground is hard. It's not as well kept as some other parts. Half of it was cut, half wasn't. The half that was cut, I couldn't see underground. They'd left it all laid down. I felt like I was having slow movement again, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fail again. But it was like, it wasn't the same like before. It wasn't pain, it was just, I felt myself get slow. But it was day 2, I was just being really hard on myself. And then I realised I was tired. After Goodwick, I got really tired and I got this dizzy feeling, and I was like, I think I might have to have a sleep. And I was like, but if I sleep, I'm so close to like not getting the record, it's gonna knock it back. So that whole bit from Goodwick to Pwllgwaelod, I think it's only like 5 or 6 miles. I was like battling this kind of sleepiness and deciding whether I was going to get to. It's like, I'll ask my dad. And I got there and he goes, well, if you feel you need it, have it. Like, you're still ahead of time. I spoke to you, Martin, about it. And you're like, yeah, it's probably a good idea and, you know, just try. So I was like, well, I'll have this 10-minute nap, have some food. There's a toilet and all there, freshen up completely, change. Well, it was the best 10-minute nap. Set my alarm. My dad had gone off to give me peace and I woke up and I was like, yeah, let's do this. My legs don't hurt anymore, nothing hurt. It was just like the happiest feeling. I felt free, my body felt happy. I was tired, but it was that happy tired. But I still didn't believe I was going to get it done until I came down that last road after you go up a bend and up that hill. I knew I still had a hill to do and things can still blow up in the last 2 miles. And it wasn't until I got up and over that hill and started running down that hill, like the last descent into Poppet, that I was like, it was mine. And it was like, not only going to do this like in under the 51.5 hours, I'm going to do it in under 50 hours. And I was like, I'm going to do it under 49 hours. It's going to be amazing. I think I'm a very realistic person in everyday life. I try to be optimistic. I'm positive, but I'm a realist, so when I feel it happening, I know I have to deal with it. I tried the optimism in April and it didn't work, so you know that wasn't me really, not my normal mindset. So I just really wanted it, but it wasn't right. You know, the weather wasn't right. The lead up to it hadn't been right. You're never going to get perfect, but it was far the other side of it. Whereas this time it was much more what I do in my way and how I like it done.